introduction, I would like Stéphanie to maybe present what Technovation Montreal is and the mission of Technovation Montreal before the team will present their project.
Thank you, Mélissa. Merci beaucoup. First, I'd like to say thank you to Eva for organizing this conference. I'm so happy that you're bringing this from Spain here in Montreal. So we're very happy to be part of this first edition. Donc, je vais passer probablement du français à l'anglais. Donc, mon nom est Stéphanie Jecrois. Je suis la cofondatrice et directrice générale de Technovation Montréal. So Technovation Montreal is a tech education non-profit organization whose goal is to empower girls to become tech entrepreneurs, leaders, creators, and problem solvers. One of our mission is to equip girls and young women with the tools to help them learn how to leverage technology to solve problems in their community, and also how to develop their entrepreneurial skills and leadership as well. And so we do this through project-based learning programs. So one of the ideas that we want girls to learn by doing, I think it's a great way to experience and have a concrete application of how you can use technology to solve a problem in your community. One thing that I think is important to know is that Technovation is actually a program that comes from the US. I was lucky to take part in a study tour in 2013, invited by the US Consul General to do a tour where we met with the founder of Technovation. They're based in San Francisco. So it's an international competition for app creation. And so there's girls all around the world who are taking part in this program, this specific program of creating apps. And so I'm very happy and very excited that part of this competition is that we have a lot of teams here in Montreal who compete. And we have the pleasure to have with me today, I'm accompanied by the team Curtis Technology, and they're finalists in this international competition. So they'll be going to San Francisco in October. So to take part. The whole idea is that we want girls to see themselves not just as consumers of technology, but to learn that they can use technology to make a positive impact in their society. And so all of our programs, we work with professionals. So all the girls are accompanied by professionals such as you here in the room, and they go through workshops to learn not only about app development, but also we have a program on artificial intelligence and also on video game. So it's after school programs while the girls learn all the steps that from an idea to building an actual project, and hopefully they'll be pursuing their project after the program.
Merci. Donc en fait, comme vous l'aurez compris, Technovation Montréal, donc c'est une organisation qui va aider donc les jeunes femmes à pouvoir améliorer, développer leurs compétences en technologie et aussi développer des compétences en entrepreneuriat. C'est donc une organisation qui est internationale, qui est basée à San Francisco. Aujourd'hui, on a la chance d'avoir un groupe qui a donc une application et qui va donc aller à San Francisco parce qu'elles sont finalistes du prix qui est organisé par Technovation International pour qualifier une application. Et Stéphanie expliquait qu'en fait, comment ça s'organise, en fait, ça va être des ateliers qui vont être proposés après l'école par des professionnels en technologie. Donc, elle parlait notamment d'intelligence artificielle. Et la mission, c'est vraiment d'aider des femmes à devenir plus que des consommatrices de technologie, mais vraiment actrices en technologie pour avoir un impact positif sur la société.
C'est tout à fait ça.
Thank you. Why don't we actually get a bit a glimpse of what is Curtis Technology, because I can't wait to see the app. J'invite donc l'équipe à présenter Curtis Technology, leur fameuse application.
Hi, my name is Tina.
I'm Julia.
I'm Ava.
My name is Madeleine, and we are Curtis Technologies. So a couple of weeks ago, my mom, a first-generation immigrant who speaks French and English, went to the hospital. As she was trying to communicate her needs through Google Translate, the doctor sent her home explaining that he could not diagnose the patient based off of Google Translate. So she came home with questions unanswered, and the doctor wasn't able to fully exercise his expertise. In Montreal, a city renowned for its diverse population, people affected by language barriers encounter multiple difficulties while trying to access the healthcare system. These barriers lead to a lack of comfort in the medical setting and reduces their quality of life.
This is why we created Communicare, an app that aims to help people find doctors that truly meet their needs. On our app, those that are seeking care can search for a healthcare professional thanks to our filtered search. They can filter through healthcare professionals based on the languages they speak, their sex, their field of specialty, the proximity and accessibility of their office. By targeting these specific characteristics, we're ensuring that those that are seeking care can find a healthcare provider that they can fully communicate with.
After having created the minimum viable product of our app, we decided to make multiple surveys in different languages such as French, English, Spanish, and Mandarin that we then sent to local communities to get their perspective on this issue. And we got an overwhelming response of people who said that along with language barriers, a big issue that they encounter is that they simply don't understand how the system even works. This is because all Quebec healthcare information pages are either in French or in English, languages they don't understand. This is why in our app, we've decided to add an information page where you can have access to all the information you could need about the Quebec healthcare system in the language that the user is the most comfortable with.
We understand that this is a problem faced all over Canada, not just in Montreal, and so we believe that our app idea has a lot of potential for expansion. In expanding our app outside of Montreal, we would also have the ability to help immigrants who speak less commonly spoken languages by pairing them with doctors through online appointments, as in that case, distance wouldn't be an issue. This last potential feature really highlights Communicare's mission, which is to bring communities together to help them uplift each other. Thank you.
J'aurais pas le talent de pitcher comme vous, mesdames, mais donc juste pour faire un petit topo en français, donc il s'agit vraiment d'une application qui est destinée à casser les barrières de langage pour donner accès aux soins et faire comprendre aussi le système de santé qui est très difficile à naviguer au Québec à des personnes qui ne parlent pas nécessairement ni français ni anglais, qui sont les deux langues, les seules langues en fait dans lesquelles on retrouverait des informations sur le système de santé. Et du coup, ce qui est quand même extraordinaire, c'est que leur idée est venue d'une situation réelle vécue par Tina, où donc sa mère a dû être confrontée à des difficultés d'accès aux soins par un médecin qui ne faisait pas nécessairement confiance à Google Translate. Et ce que j'entends aussi, c'est que leur application s'est développée avec la vraie prise en compte d'utilisateurs, puisqu'elles ont envoyé des prototypes, donc minimum viable product, donc plutôt précoces, on va dire, à des communautés qui ne parlaient pas nécessairement ni anglais ni français première langue, et donc une vraie prise en compte des facteurs humains, quelque chose qui m'est personnellement très très précieux. Donc merci mesdames. Alors du coup, ce que j'aimerais faire, c'est te demander à toi, Madeleine, comment en fait vous avez bénéficié des programmes STEM, comment vous avez bénéficié en fait du programme Technovation Montréal?
Well, so in a million ways. First, obviously, it gave us a lot of technical skills that we didn't have before. So, for example, the coding skills, the digital content creation skills that we gave in making our pitch video, all of the skills we needed to actually create our app and our pitch. But it also gave us a lot more soft skills because creating a project like this, where you decide to do it yourself and then you follow it through to the end and you're proud of the result, is enormously empowering and enormously confidence building. Also, doing pitches like this and the fact that we've had the opportunity to do pitches like this has really helped all of us in our confidence and in our public speaking skills. And yeah.
Clairement, ce qu'elles ont pu trouver, c'est donc des experts, bien sûr, qui pouvaient les aider à développer leurs compétences et, comme vous l'avez vu, de l'aisance aussi pour pouvoir mieux parler en public. Et je pense que leur pitch parle vraiment pour ce développement de compétences. Si on se dit, ok, je vais m'intéresser au STEM, I'm gonna, what actually was the first interest of STEM? How did you come to be interested in STEM? If I ask you, Tina?
Well, I think Julia has a better
So I think right now we're at this age where it's really good to explore, and you have a lot of opportunities to explore. And we've all explored in our own ways in different fields of STEM. But as we're participating to Technovation program, it was really a spontaneous decision. Our school has a daily newsletter where they publish certain information, and it just so happens that that day they published something about Technovation Montreal. And then I talked to Ava about it. I was like, do you want to do it? And then she already talked to Tina. And then Maddie was just there. And she's like, well, I want to do it too. So we just kind of formed a group. And I remember signing up like 1 hour before the deadline on the metro on her phone because I didn't have data. And we really did not expect it to like come as far as it did. At least I didn't. But I'm really proud of what we've achieved. And yeah.
Thank you. Donc, en fait, ce qui s'est passé, c'est que vraiment ça s'est fait presque de manière très spontanée. En fait, il y avait une communication qui était faite à leur école. Et puis, bon, elles sont toutes retrouvées parce qu'elles se connaissaient. Puis Madeleine passait par là, apparemment. Mais il y avait donc un petit intérêt, mais jamais elles auraient pensé qu'en commençant, en faisant le premier pas, elles en seraient arrivées ici aujourd'hui. If we get about how did the idea came? So you explained the situation, but Eva, can you elaborate a little more about how did you come up with the idea once you started the program?
Yeah, well, once we decided that we wanted to do the program, we started thinking like, what kind of app could we actually make? And then we were in class one day, and one of our friends, actually where the name Curtis Technologies comes from, our friend Chloe Curtis, came and she was telling us, we were like asking her, do you have any ideas? Because we had no clue what we were going to do. And she was like, oh, maybe you should do something about doctors and like finding a doctor. So then like that was the initial idea. But then Maddie and I went to the library one day and we were like whispering because there was no other place we could be in the school. And we were trying to like brainstorm off of that and get different ideas. And then I was just thinking, because like Tina, I've had similar experiences like with my grandma who doesn't speak any English or French, only Arabic, who my dad has to go with every time she has an appointment because she doesn't understand what the doctor is saying. I was like thinking about that, and I was telling Maddie about that, and that this is where like the whole idea kind of came. And we were like, hey, there's languages that causes an accessibility issue, but there's also like handicaps. It's really hard to access offices that don't have elevators, or what else? Lots of proximity, lots of other things that we added then to our filter system. And then when we kind of pitched that idea to Tina and Julia, they were like, hey, we've also encountered very similar issues. So that's kind of where the idea, it's sort of snowballed after that.
Wow, that's really amazing. À propos de l'idée, en fait, comment elle est venue, faut comprendre qu'en fait, elle se retrouvait à la bibliothèque, à murmurer, parce que c'est assez endroit où ça pouvait se retrouver. Et en fait, elles ont commencé à penser avec une autre amie, Chloé Curtis, c'est ça, qu'en fait, un des besoins auxquels elle pourrait répondre, ce serait d'aider en fait les personnes à trouver mieux un médecin. Donc Eva aussi dit que c'est quelque chose qui a été vécu par sa grand-mère, de ne pas parler nécessairement français et se retrouver en difficulté pour avoir accès aux soins. Et elles ont aussi commencé à identifier d'autres facteurs en fait qui constituaient des barrières à l'accès aux soins, comme le fait d'avoir un ascenseur ou le fait d'être simplement trop loin. Et donc en fait c'est en commençant à brainstormer puis aussi en mettant un petit peu de leur situation personnelle qu'elles ont trouvé donc leur idée. Si on commence à... Parce que là, vous avez vraiment un parcours qui est assez exceptionnel, et en tout cas, j'espère qu'il le sera de moins en moins. Ce qui serait intéressant serait peut-être de voir, par exemple, quels seraient les conseils que vous pourriez donner à d'autres femmes qui hésitent à se lancer en STEM. Et en fait, peu importe leur âge, parce que je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de femmes on va dire, qui peuvent hésiter à se lancer en STEM, peu importe leur âge. Ce serait quoi les conseils que vous auriez à leur donner?
Well, I think, so all four of us go to a all-girls school, which is Professionnel Saint-Honoré. So they really encourage women in STEM, and like half of the teachers in science, chimie, biology, or physics are all like women. It was not until we got out of this context that we realized how prominent the issue of the lack of female representation in STEM was. So, for example, me and Julia, we do a lot of math competitions, math classes, math camps. Like, almost like, I'd say 70% of the people were like boys, and I really feel like a lack of girls in these fields. So what I suggest personally, I think that the role of women in STEM is to firmly stand their ground in this male-dominated field, which I believe will be a false statement in the near future.
I cannot agree more. Donc, ce que Tina a expliqué, c'est que son intérêt pour les STEM, en fait, a été plutôt naturel parce qu'en fait, elle se retrouvait dans un contexte qui est relativement inhabituel puisqu'elles étaient dans une école que de filles et donc les cours de STEM, en fait, étaient enseignés aussi par des femmes, ce qui fait qu'en termes de rôle modèle, pour elles, c'était presque évident. Et après, elles se sont retrouvées avec leur passion, notamment pour les mathématiques, à se retrouver à faire des concours de mathématiques où là, en fait, elles étaient confrontées au fait que 70% des participants étaient donc des hommes, des garçons ou des hommes. Et c'est vraiment ce qui les a frappés sur le manque de représentation féminine en STEM. Et c'est vrai que un des messages aujourd'hui, c'est justement de dire que il faut pas hésiter, que c'est hyper important qu'on se représente, c'est hyper important qu'on ait cet événement et vraiment encore merci Eva. Et
maybe I could add to what she said. I think it's I really love what the fact that it's important to explore, and I think that especially when you're in college or in CEGEP or even in primary schools, because at Technovation Montreal we work with girls from age 8 to 18, that this is an opportunity to just explore, and there's no judgment, there's no pressure to perform, but I think it's really to learn something that's different. And I think the fact that that you're working as a team, you develop, as they mentioned, a lot of skills. So it's not just about the technical skills, but it's also about the soft skills, learning how to express your ideas, how to work in collaboration to co-create something. And I think that's the joy of feeling that I've created something. The empowerment that you get from developing something that that makes a positive impact in your community. And I think that's what we're trying to encourage. Donc, moi, c'est ça. Moi, personnellement, je pense que ce serait de dire, d'encourager les jeunes filles et les jeunes femmes à essayer quelque chose de complètement différent, des fois sortir de sa zone de confort, mais de le faire en équipe aussi. Je pense qu'il y a quelque chose qui... you have a support system, puis ce que je trouve aussi bien à Montréal, puis peut-être certainement ailleurs, c'est qu'on a un super écosystème. Je vois toutes les personnes qui sont ici aujourd'hui, on a un écosystème qui est là pour encourager et soutenir justement ce genre d'initiative-là. Donc, c'est ça. Donc, je voudrais, I would say, well, go for it and just try.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. What's next for you?
Well, what's the word? My suggestion to people hesitant to go into STEM is just to dare, to just do it. That's what kind of happened with Technovation. We're all really busy. It was like mid-January, but we still decided to go for it. If we don't get anything out of it, well, at least we tried. And if we do, then we do. And we ended up getting something out of it. So you never know.
What would be
Well, honestly, I would say like a very similar thing. You just have to try everything, because you never really know when you're gonna really like something. So yeah.
And Maggie, anything to add from you?
I really agree with Stéphanie on this one. I think just doing a project and trying something and learning by doing is really the best thing. So if you're interested in STEM, do a program like Technovation, do a science fair, do an independent project, and that's really the best way to explore.
Yeah. Do you want to add something?
No. I could add something. I just feel like even if we didn't come this far, we went into Technovation with empty-handed. So anything we could get out of this experience are equally as valuable as a place in San Francisco. So
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Je crois que le message était très clair. Il s'agit d'essayer, il s'agit de se lancer, même s'il ne s'agit pas nécessairement effectivement d'aller jusqu'à San Francisco. Ce qui était très important de rappeler, c'est au-delà du fait d'oser, l'expérience de toute façon apporte quelque chose, des apprentissages ou au moins des amitiés. Ce que Stéphanie soulignait aussi, c'est qu'au-delà effectivement des compétences techniques, il y a énormément d'apprentissage autour des soft skills. Je ne sais toujours pas pourquoi on appelle ça soft, mais c'est pas grave. Du coup, pour apprendre à collaborer, pour apprendre aussi à s'entraider et puis à savoir aussi comment prendre sa place dans l'équipe. Donc c'était très important. Et du coup, les prochaines séances peut-être pour Technovation Montréal.
Oui, maybe just before, I'd like to also highlight the fact that what is also an important factor in those programs is the fact that they're working with professionals and mostly women. Actually, we have Imen Nelly, who's their mentor. We mentioned earlier the importance of having a role model, and I think it's very important. So I see all of you here today, and I would strongly encourage you, and I know that maybe a lot of you already do it, is to take a young girl under your wing, and if she comes to you and she said she's interested, to just show her what you're doing, and I think it makes a huge difference in the path that the woman would probably take, because the fact that they see other women doing this, and for me, I strongly believe also in diversity, not only women but also in terms of our cultural communities. So we really want to have girls coming from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, and that's why also all of our programs are free. So we want to encourage girls to have this opportunity, but we also need to have the support of women professionals. So if you're interested, we'll be soon launching a recruitment period for that. And so please come and see me, and you can talk also to the girls. And if you're interested, and Iman could also share with me your experience as a mentor. We'd love to have you come along. And so we'll be hosting also an hackathon. It's going to be a first hackathon that we're going to be doing in November 16 and November 17. It's the way to launch also the next cohort that's going to take place in January. And yes, and we're getting ready also to go to San Francisco. So we're very excited about that.
That's wonderful. Ce qui était important d'ajouter par rapport à Stéphanie voulait ajouter que c'était important effectivement d'avoir l'appui des professionnels. Donc elle vous encourage à vous impliquer, d'autant plus par rapport à ce que ça peut aussi créer comme modèle en fait pour d'autres jeunes filles. Ce qui est important aussi de noter, c'est que donc Technovation Montréal qui va encore continuer évidemment à soutenir non seulement l'équipe de Curtis Technologies pour la compétition à San Francisco, mais va aussi continuer ses activités pour encourager d'autres jeunes femmes en STEM avec donc un hackathon 15 et 16 novembre.
Non, 16 et 17.
16 et 17 novembre, merci. Et aussi, elle vous invite évidemment à rentrer en contact avec Technovation Montréal, mais aussi avec Imen, qui était donc la mentor vraiment de cette équipe-là, qui les a suivis tout au long de leur parcours et jusqu'à aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup et bravo Imen pour ce travail absolument fantastique. Donc voilà, je vous invite vraiment à vous impliquer. Ok, ben moi, il ne me reste plus qu'à vous féliciter. Je trouve ça merveilleux. Vos messages sont très clairs. I think we can really congratulate everyone, from the team member from Curtis Technology to Technovation Montreal for what they do, and of course, Imen, their incredible mentor. Thank you.